Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome once again. My name is Dr. Sandra. I'm trying this for the second time today. I bring before you news about Bitcoin. The name of my channel is the RoyalQ University channel. It's a YouTube channel that's dedicated to all things crypto, all things FX, all things digital currency trading, whether it be by futures or by spot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, let me invite you to do so now. This channel brings to you the latest news on a daily basis with reference to coins, crypto coins, protocol coins, utility coins, investment coins. We give you hints, we give you tips. Best of all as well, we also tell you about the RoyalQ artificial intelligence trading robot. A robot that you can put to use to make money for yourself on a daily basis, regardless of where you are in the world and what country you are in. The RoyalQ robot goes ahead and buys crypto at low values and sells them high for you, executing trades for you, making profits for you on a daily basis, on a minute by minute basis. So if you are interested in being part of the RoyalQ family, by all means connect to me, and I am very happy to give you my referral link so that we can do a number of things, so that we can solidify you as a cryptopreneur, and then B, we can teach you how to grow, because of course growth is not accidental. But today belongs to Bitcoin. I want to tell you about Bitcoin. So much has happened this past week. Last weekend I brought some analysis over to you, and that analysis saw me stop at this instance where there was a bullish engulfing candle. Because of how volatile crypto is, and in particular Bitcoin, we are looking at the 4-hour chart and we can see that so much has transpired. If we look at the day chart, we can see that that version of the truth still holds, that Bitcoin was proceeding in an extending channel and broke out of that channel as soon as it got to 48,000, to about 47,000. It carried on even after it broke out of the channel. There was still some movement outside of the channel. The markets were happy. The markets rejoiced. Altcoins bounced up. There was an incredible bullish momentum on the market, and everybody was happy. Investors were making their money. Robots were making their money. People were making their money. Nobody was complaining at all. And the ascent continued. If I go down to the 4-hour, we can begin to see the drama play out in a lower level of detail. Bitcoin ascended out of the ascending channel until it hit the 48,278 mark. $48,278 mark. At that point, things changed. Looking at the 4-hour candle, bearish sentiments entered. And from that point onwards, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that the market took a turn. And there were quite a few candles telling the story of the journey of Bitcoin. There were quite a few dojis showing indecision, quite a few dojis letting us understand that the battle continued to rage in the marketplace. There was no equilibrium between buyers and sellers. There was no dominant player. Rather, there was an equilibrium on all sides. the dojis highlights this. And then when we get to the 31st of March, 2 days ago, because of course it's the 2nd of April today, what we can see clearly is the doji, which almost looks like a gravestone doji, bearish doji, resulted in 3 key chief bearish engulfing candles. A very clear statement made as to the fact that Bitcoin was now on a descent. Were I to measure the level of the dip, ladies and gentlemen, my measuring tool tells me it was a dip of nearly 7%. In point terms, 3,254 points. So the drama did not stop there. The market parameters were still playing out. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look at the map, you will also continue to see that when Bitcoin fell, it came back into the ascending channel and retested the bottom of that trend. The trend line, it tested the range of the low, tested the bottom of the trend line. And as soon as it tested the bottom of the trend line, there were bullish sentiments revealed in the interactions of the candles that came out subsequent to that, that formed subsequent to that. That bearish bullish sentiment took us to a level of about 46,745. And since then, you will agree with me by looking at this chart that for sure, before us, the evidence says that Bitcoin ranged. It went up, it went down. It went up, it went down. The key point I want to talk about is the characteristics of this move by Bitcoin. The characteristics of this dynamism. What are we actually seeing when we see Bitcoin going down? What are we seeing when we see Bitcoin going up? And what exactly is the market saying by repeating the downturn? Throughout the length and breadth of this chart, the candles are speaking. Were I to zoom out, you can see that Bitcoin fell into a very significant zone. That zone had been touched quite a few times in the past. It's an institutionally relevant and important zone. And so you can see that the market forces still drove the price of Bitcoin into the institutional zone. And just this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, just this afternoon, there was a new drama that revealed itself. Bitcoin has been extremely bearish today. Ladies and gentlemen, the last instance of the bearish sign was the spinning top with an extremely long wick, indicating that Bitcoin is rejecting being in that zone, that institutional zone. It's respecting that zone. It doesn't want to enter that zone. A bullish spinning top candle has formed. The whole market is watching this because, of course, Bitcoin drives all other coins. Were I to go into the other chart that I got ready for the session, you will see even more characteristics highlighted. This is the 4-hour chart. You will see that there were several channels throughout the journey of Bitcoin from the point it got to the all-time high to the point where it fell. Various instances of descending candles, various instances of ascending candles. Ladies and gentlemen, as at this afternoon, we have just come out, it would seem, out of an ascending channel. What does this mean? If I introduce MACD into this, let's explore what the MACD is saying. We can see that Bitcoin has retested that institutional zone. It's a clear case of retesting. Were I to introduce the imbalance finder, you can see that that fall that Bitcoin had as at the 31st of March, that dip, that very negative dip, that almost 7% dip in Bitcoin price, it dipped to the extent that it failed the imbalance. It failed previously placed orders that had not been filled. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also see that previously, and as I said before, Bitcoin had been in an ascending channel. It broke out of that channel, formed a new structure, which took the price of Bitcoin to the $48,000 mark. It attained that all-time high. Thereafter, it has been a perpetual descent. Ladies and gentlemen, whether we like it or not, Bitcoin is what everybody watches. And were we to look at what the EMA says as well, the EMA 200 gives us one or two other clues. You can see that the price of Bitcoin rose quite spectacularly above the 200 mark. And it looks to be getting ready to kiss the 200 EMA. As I speak to you, two things can happen. If Bitcoin excuse me, please. If Bitcoin continues to fall, there is the potential that Bitcoin will come back to this institutional zone, this 44,000 mark, if it continues to fall. A new candle formed at 8 p.m. We are waiting to see how far this takes us to the midnight hour when a new candle forms. Are we going to get closer to the 200 EMA? Is there going to be another retest of the MACD? Liquidity-wise, what is Bitcoin saying? Bitcoin seems to be telling us that there is liquidity that it wants to come and pick up at this institutional zone. The more we wait, the more we also pay attention to the candlesticks. The candlesticks tell us where. The trend lines tell us what. And the candlesticks tell us when. If I were to compare the Bitcoin behavior to the other behaviors of the other altcoins, I'm going to take this down to the day. I'm going to take this up to the daily. I want to show you something. This is where we currently are with Bitcoin. Here. The next zone for Bitcoin, if it maintains an uptrend, the ultimate intention is to enter into the zone between the $58,000 and $60,000 mark. It's either that Bitcoin ascends to that, or Bitcoin falls and we test the 44,000, it may go lower. We don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you something. Whether Bitcoin likes it or not, it doesn't matter whose ox is God. We are getting ready for the bull run. This may be the last dip. It may be one of the last dips before that march to the $58,000 zone. Even if you trade crypto and make money in crypto, you need to be aware that this is the time to become wealthy. It's a very special time in crypto. It's a very, very special time. Some people have never experienced the bull run before. Some of us have. And so we have strategies and we have things that we have done to put us in the position of profiting in this season. You need to be absolutely Bitcoin aware on a daily basis. You can see that there's a demand zone where the market forces seem to want to go and pick up liquidity from. And you can also see that just as we have a demand zone, we have a supply zone as well. To be honest with you, if Bitcoin comes down to that zone, if it comes up to the supply zone, I've got a good feeling that if Bitcoin goes up, there will still be some sort of retest, meaning even if it hits the zone, it will still come back to test. But ladies and gentlemen, we're right to compare Bitcoin to one or two other coins in the market because we don't know whether this is a fake out. We don't know if this is a fake bearish signal. We don't know how long this is going to be for. But we're keeping an eye on the market. So much is happening. Everybody is watching it because we all have vested interests in it. This afternoon, Bitcoin fell. You can see by that engulfing candle. You can see by the doji candle, by the spinning top candle. You can see by the hammer candle that the intention of the market is to be bullish. Now this is 30 minutes. We're right to go to, say, 4 hour and ask my question, and ask this question of the market. What has the market been thinking of all this time? Is the market thinking of going down or is the market going up? We're right to go to is the market going up or going down? We're right to ask you the question. The market, to be honest with you, according to this chart, this 4 hour chart, the market is going up. If it continues that trajectory, we will hit 58,000. If it fails, we go south to 44. If I look at e-gold, e-gold mimics Bitcoin. Look at the dips and the troughs in e-gold. Even this afternoon's bearish sentiment in Bitcoin market also reflected in e-gold market. You can see what we mean. Even the 7% dip in Bitcoin was mimicked by a dip in e-gold. I'm just trying to let you know how closely coupled Bitcoin is to altcoins. Were I to choose another altcoin, so that was e-gold. Let's do Doge. Look at that. It's like textbook. You can see that Bitcoin movements, dips and troughs, are mimicked. Even the Bitcoin channel, even the channel construction is mimicked. Bitcoin is the chief coin. Bitcoin drives the market sentiment. Bitcoin leads the market. Where it goes, others follow. It looks like we're going to be testing the 44,000 zone. Make sure you get ready for that. Look at that. You can just see the battle between the sellers and the buyers and sellers looking so fierce. You can just see that the buyers are fighting the sellers just as hard as the sellers are fighting the buyers. See, you can see the ascending channel, and out of it came out the descending flag. This descending flag lets us understand that the market was coming down. But that's the analysis for now. That's the analysis. So 44,000, either to 44,000 or 53,000, or 58,000, sorry. That's my analysis of Bitcoin. I have several other videos to do tonight. Keep your eye on my channel, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy the content. If you have any questions, type them at the bottom of the screen. If you wish me to give you my RoyalQ link, let me know, so that we can start the business of crafting you, shaping you, perfecting you into the best trader you could ever be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to sign out as I get ready to do my next video. Thank you very much.